Atheism can be defined as the lack of belief in the existence of a god or gods. This is often due to the lack of evidence provided by the higher power itself. But there are many logical fallacies that undermine atheism. With these fallacies come answers to the doubts that atheism offers, proving a higher power to be in existence, specifically the God of the Bible. When it comes to morality, many atheists argue that moral values can exist without God, that human beings are capable of defining right and wrong based on reason, empathy, or societal agreements. But the question we need to ask is, on what basis are those moral values grounded? If there is no God, then morality becomes subjective. It's based on what we think is right or wrong, what society agrees upon, or what benefits us personally. But this leaves us with a serious problem. If there's no universal standard for good and evil, how do we distinguish between moral systems? Who gets to say what is truly right? If we think about historical atrocities like slavery, genocide, or oppression, if morality is entirely subjective, then who are we to say that these actions were wrong? If morality is just a human construct, then what's to stop people from redefining it to justify anything, from cruelty to exploitation? Christianity provides an objective moral framework grounded in the character of God. His nature defines what is good, and his laws are unchanging. This is why we can confidently call certain actions right or wrong, because it is based on God's objective standard. Within atheism, there is a common argument that is made about the existence of evil and suffering that disproves God. But in doing so, they inadvertently acknowledge the existence of a moral standard. If evil is real, it applies a real distinction between good and evil, one that only makes sense if there is a moral lawgiver. Without God, the very concept of evil collapses into subjective opinion. This does sound familiar. When it comes to the purpose of life, if atheism is true, then life is a random accident. We are just the results of blind forces with no intentional design, and when we die, that's the end of it. There's no ultimate purpose to our existence. Atheists often find meaning in their relationships, careers, or contributions to society. But if there's no transcendent purpose, does any of this really matter? If we are just the product of a random chance, how can we say that anything in life has lasting significance? Christianity offers a different perspective. It teaches that we were created with purpose by a creator who loves us. Our lives are not accidents, they have meaning, because God has a plan for each of us. Through Jesus Christ, our lives have eternal significance. This purpose transcends the temporary struggles of life and offers us a lasting hope beyond the grave. Without God, life's purpose is reduced to fleeting moments that ultimately vanish. But with God, our lives are part of a grand narrative with eternal meaning. If we look deeply into the logic behind atheism, we can ask the question, why is there something rather than nothing? Atheism often avoids this question or gives a vague answer like the multiverse or an infinite regress. But these explanations don't solve the problem. They merely push it further down the road. If everything has a cause, then what caused the universe? Without a first cause, there's no explanation for why anything exists at all. Within Christianity, we offer a simple yet profound answer. God. The creator who exists outside of time and space, the uncaused cause who brought everything into existence. The fact that the universe exists points to an intelligent, purposeful creator who designed everything with intention. Without God, atheism faces a dilemma. If everything requires a cause, then what's the ultimate cause of the universe? This question remains unanswered and unsolved within atheistic framework. Atheism often finds itself with more questions than answers. Without God, morality becomes subjective. Logic encounters dead ends, and life's purpose fades into temporary illusions. To answer all three of these questions, morality is objective to God's opinion. He is the one who is unchanging, who distincts the right from the wrong. And the purpose of life is to worship Him. And He is the cause of all these things, for He is the creator of the universe. Therefore, Atheism has now been undermined due to its own inconsistency within logical explanations. That is why Jesus says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life."